Fall is closing its doors, and if you don't get these perennials in the ground now, you're waiting a full year for another shot. Today I'm sharing 10 perennials that absolutely have to go in before the first hard frost, starting with the cheerful, long-blooming Shasta daisy, then moving through shade-loving hostas, easy-care daylilies, pollinator-favorite coneflowers, bold black-eyed Susans, silvery Russian sage, colorful coral bells, drought-tough sedum, elegant bearded iris, and finally the peony, a plant that can bloom in your garden for decades if you plant it right now. Fall is actually the ideal time for perennials because cooler air and still warm soil let roots establish without the stress of summer heat, setting every one of these up for a stronger, fuller bloom next year. Miss this window and you're pushing all of it to spring, where plants have to fight heat and compete with new growth instead of settling in quietly. So grab your gloves, because once that ground freezes, this opportunity is gone. Let's get into all 10. Plant 1. Shasta daisy. Shasta daisies are one of the most rewarding perennials to plant in fall, and the reason comes down to root development. Cooler fall temperatures let the plant put all its energy into building a strong root system instead of producing flowers or excess foliage, which means a fall-planted Shasta daisy often outperforms a spring-planted one by its very first summer. These classic white-petaled, yellow-centered blooms are hardy in USDA zones 5 through 9 and tolerate a wide range of soil types, though they perform best in well-draining soil enriched with organic matter. Plant Shasta daisies at least 6 weeks before your ground typically freezes, giving roots time to establish before dormancy sets in. Choose a site with full sun, at least 6 hours a day, since inadequate light leads to leggy stems and fewer blooms. Space plants 12 to 18 inches apart to allow for their clumping growth habit, and water deeply right after planting to help settle the soil around the roots. Avoid heavy nitrogen fertilizer at this stage, since it encourages leafy growth at the expense of root establishment. Once the ground freezes, apply a 2 to 3 inch mulch layer to protect the crown through winter, pulling it back in early spring as new growth emerges. Every 3 to 4 years, divide mature clumps in fall to keep plants vigorous and prevent overcrowding. This is also a free way to multiply your Shasta daisy collection across the garden. Plant 2. Hostas. Hostas are the backbone of shade gardens everywhere, and fall is widely considered the best time to plant or divide them. With cooler air temperatures reducing transplant stress and soil still warm enough to encourage root growth, fall-planted hostas establish extensive root systems before winter dormancy, which translates directly into larger, more vigorous foliage the following spring. Hostas are hardy across USDA zones 3 through 9, prized for their broad, textured leaves in shades ranging from deep green to blue-gray to variegated cream and white. Get hostas in the ground at least 4 to 6 weeks before your first hard frost. They thrive in partial to full shade, and while they tolerate a range of soil types, they perform best in rich, well-draining soil amended with compost. Dig a hole as deep as the root ball and twice as wide, spacing plants anywhere from 1 to 3 feet apart depending on the mature size of the variety. Water thoroughly after planting and keep soil consistently moist through the following weeks as roots establish. Once temperatures drop consistently near freezing, apply a thick layer of mulch, 3 to 4 inches, to insulate the crown. Fall is also the ideal time to divide overcrowded hosta clumps. Simply dig up the entire plant, split the root ball into sections with a sharp spade, and replant divisions immediately for an instant expansion of your shade garden. Plant 3. Daylilies. Daylilies are famous for being nearly indestructible, and fall planting only strengthens that reputation. Planting now allows the fibrous, tuberous root system to fully establish in loosened, still workable soil before winter, which means daylilies planted in fall typically produce more flower scapes and larger blooms in their very first growing season compared to those planted in spring. Hardy in USDA zones 3 through 9, daylilies tolerate heat, drought, and poor soil better than almost any other flowering perennial, making them a forgiving choice even for less experienced gardeners. Plant daylilies 4 to 6 weeks before your ground freezes to give roots adequate time to settle in. They perform best in full sun, though they'll tolerate light shade with a slight reduction in blooming. Soil should be well draining, but daylilies are remarkably adaptable and will grow in average garden soil with minimal amendment. Dig a hole wide enough to spread the fleshy roots out fully, and plant with the crown W. Here roots meet foliage, sitting just at soil level, not buried. Space plants 18 to 24 inches apart to accommodate their eventual spread. Water deeply at planting, then keep soil moist until the ground freezes. Mulch lightly to protect roots through winter. Daylilies also benefit from division every 3 to 5 years in fall, which reinvigorates blooming and gives you extra plants to fill in other beds. Plant 4 coneflowers. Coneflowers are a pollinator magnet and one of the most resilient perennials you can add to a fall garden. Planting in autumn allows the plant's deep taproot to establish before winter, and that root depth is precisely what gives mature coneflowers their legendary drought tolerance in future summers. Hardy in USDA zones 3 through 9, coneflowers produce their signature daisy-like blooms with raised, spiny centers in shades of purple, pink, white, and orange, typically flowering from early summer through fall once established. Plant coneflowers at least 6 weeks before your first hard frost, since their taproot needs time to grow downward before the soil cools too much for root activity. They demand full sun, at least 6 hours daily, and well-draining soil, as they're highly susceptible to root rot in consistently wet conditions. Space plants 18 to 24 inches apart to allow good air circulation, which helps prevent powdery mildew in humid fall weather. Water deeply after planting, then reduce watering frequency once established, since coneflowers actually prefer slightly drier conditions over soggy ones. Resist the urge to cut back seed heads in fall. Leaving them standing provides winter food for finches and other birds, while also offering the plant some natural frost protection. Apply a light mulch layer once the ground freezes, and expect a noticeably fuller plant with more blooms by its second season. Plant 5 Black-Eyed Susan. Black-Eyed Susans bring bold, golden yellow color to the fall and late summer garden, and like most native perennials, they benefit enormously from a fall planting schedule. The cooler temperatures reduce transplant shock, while the still warm soil encourages root expansion right up until the first freeze, giving plants a substantial head start on the following year's flowering. Hardy in USDA zones 3 through 9, Black-Eyed Susans are beloved for their reliability, self-seeding habit, and ability to thrive in less than perfect soil conditions. Plant Black-Eyed Susans 4 to 6 weeks before your ground typically freezes. They perform best in full sun, tolerating only light shade before blooming suffers, and they adapt well to a range of soil types, from sandy to clay, provided drainage is reasonably good. Space plants 18 to 24 inches apart, as they tend to spread and can even self-seed into surrounding areas, a trait many gardeners embrace for a naturalized look. Water consistently after planting to support root establishment, and avoid heavy fertilization, since Black-Eyed Susans generally perform better in lean to average soil rather than rich, heavily amended beds. Once temperatures drop, a light mulch layer helps protect the crown. Leave seed heads standing through winter both for visual interest in the snow and as a valuable food source for goldfinches and other seed-eating birds. Plant 6 Russian Sage. Russian sage brings a cloud of silvery blue foliage and lavender-purple flower spikes that add texture and cool color to the fall garden, and it's exceptionally well suited to fall planting thanks to its deep, woody root system. Autumn planting gives Russian sage time to anchor those roots before winter dormancy, which pays off with sturdier, more drought-tolerant growth the following season. Hardy in USDA zones 4 through 9, Russian sage is prized for being nearly maintenance-free once established, tolerating poor soil, heat, and drought with ease. Plant Russian sage at least 6 weeks before your first hard frost to allow adequate root establishment. It absolutely requires full sun, at least 6 hours daily, and critically sharp drainage, since Russian sage is highly prone to root rot in wet or heavy clay soil. If your soil is dense, work in coarse sand or grit at planting time to improve drainage. Space plants 2 to 3 feet apart, since mature Russian sage can spread quite wide and benefits from good airflow around its base. Water at planting to settle the soil, but avoid overwatering afterward, as this plant genuinely prefers to be on the drier side. Skip heavy mulch directly against the base, since trapped moisture is more likely to harm Russian sage than help it. Leave the woody stems standing through winter for structural interest, then cut back hard in early spring just as new growth begins to emerge from the base. Plant 7. Coral Bells Heuchera. Coral bells are grown as much for their vividly colored foliage, ranging from deep purple to lime green to amber, as for their delicate bell-shaped flower spikes that attract hummingbirds. Fall planting suits coral bells particularly well because the cooler temperatures prevent the leaf scorch that can occur with spring or summer transplanting, and the plant's shallow but wide-spreading root system has time to establish in loose, workable soil before winter. Hardy in USDA zones 4 through 9, coral bells perform beautifully as both specimen plants and mass plantings along shaded borders. Plant coral bells 4 to 6 weeks before your ground freezes. They prefer partial shade, particularly afternoon shade in warmer climates, though the darker-leaved varieties can tolerate more sun. Soil should be rich, well-draining, and slightly acidic, amended generously with compost or leaf mold. Space plants 12 to 18 inches apart and take care not to bury the crown, since coral bells are sensitive to being planted too deep. Water thoroughly after planting and keep soil evenly moist as roots establish. One important fall task specific to coral bells is checking for frost heaving throughout winter. Freeze-thaw cycles can push shallow-rooted crowns up out of the soil, so gently press any heaved plants back down and add a light mulch layer for insulation. Divide clumps every 3 years in fall to maintain vigorous, colorful foliage. Plant 8. Sedum. Sedum, sometimes called stonecrop, is about as forgiving as perennials get, and fall planting plays directly to its strengths. This succulent-leaved perennial stores water in its thick foliage, which means it handles the transition to new soil with far less stress than thinner-leaved plants, and the cooling fall temperatures let its shallow, fibrous roots spread out before frost without the risk of summer heat stress. Hardy in USDA zones 3 through 9, taller varieties like Autumn Joy produce broad, star-shaped flower clusters in late summer, and fall that deepen from pink to rusty red as temperatures cool. Plant sedum 4 to 6 weeks before your first hard frost. It demands full sun for the best flowering and most compact, sturdy growth, and it absolutely requires well-draining soil. Sedum is one of the few perennials more likely to suffer from overwatering than underwatering. Space plants 12 to 18 inches apart and resist the temptation to enrich the soil heavily, since sedum actually performs better in lean, average soil than in rich, fertile beds. Water lightly at planting just to settle the roots, then let the soil dry between waterings going forward. Leave the dried flower heads standing through winter, both for visual texture against snow and to provide a bit of extra insulation for the crown. Divide sedum clumps every 3 to 4 years in fall to keep growth compact and prevent the center of the plant from splitting open. Plant 9. Bearded Iris. Bearded iris is a fall planting staple, and unlike many perennials, the timing here isn't just beneficial, it's essential. Iris rhizomes need a period of cool dormancy to properly set buds for next year's dramatic, ruffled blooms, and planting too late in spring often results in a full season with no flowers at all, as the plant focuses purely on establishing instead. Hardy in USDA zones 3 through 9, bearded iris offers an enormous range of colors and patterns, from classic purples and blues to bicolor and near-black varieties. Plant bearded iris rhizomes 6 to 8 weeks before your ground freezes, giving roots time to anchor before winter dormancy. They require full sun, and, unusually for a perennial shallow planting, rhizomes should sit at or just barely below the soil surface, with the top slightly exposed to sunlight, since burying them too deep is one of the most common reasons bearded iris fail to bloom. Soil must be well draining, as rhizomes are highly prone to rot in wet conditions. Space rhizomes 12 to 18 inches apart, angling the fan of foliage in the direction you want new growth to spread. Water lightly after planting, then reduce watering, since bearded iris prefers drier conditions overall. Every 3 to 4 years, dig up and divide crowded rhizome clumps in mid to late summer or early fall, discarding any soft or rotten sections to keep the planting vigorous and free-flowering. Plant 10. Peonies. We're closing with peonies, and for good reason. Fall isn't just a good time to plant peonies. It's genuinely the best time, and getting this one right can reward you with blooms for decades. Peonies require a sustained period of cold dormancy to properly develop the eyes, the small pink or reddish buds on the crown, that produce next year's growth, and fall planting lets the root system establish, while the plant's energy is naturally directed downward rather than into top growth. Hardy in USDA zones 3 through 8, peonies are famously long-lived, with some garden specimens thriving in the same spot for 50 years or more. Plant peonies at least 6 weeks before your ground freezes. Choose a site with a minimum of 6 hours of full sun and excellent drainage, since peonies are notoriously intolerant of soggy soil and prone to root rot. Dig a generous hole, amend lightly with compost, but avoid heavy nitrogen fertilizer, which encourages leafy growth over the root and eye development you actually want this time of year. The single most critical detail with peonies is planting depth. Eyes should sit no more than 1 to 2 inches below the soil surface, since planting too deep is the #1 reason mature peonies fail to bloom for years afterward. Space plants 3 feet apart to allow for their eventual mature spread. Water deeply at planting, then apply a light mulch layer once the ground freezes, pulling it back slightly from the crown in early spring to prevent trapped moisture. That's your fall perennial lineup: Shasta daisy, hostas, daylilies, coneflowers, black-eyed Susan, Russian sage, coral bells, sedum, bearded iris, and peonies. 10 plants, 1 closing window, and years of blooms waiting on the other side if you plant now instead of waiting until spring. Get these into the ground before that first hard frost, and if this helped you plan your fall garden, hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. I'll see you in the next one.